Starting at the
Stamp Act. Yes, we do.
yes.
Okay.
Okay. The defense of the Stamp Act needs to come forward.
The King's defense team.
King's defense team. Okay. So Griffin.
Okay. All right. Do you know how to set it up? Double tap your home button. Say screen mirror. And find my name, S. Deer Cole, S-D-E-R. Got it? You should be able to get in there.
Okay, we're ready?
Yep.
All right. Members of the court, time to get started here. You're up.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. My name is Griffin Jemire, and this is my partner, Regis Kumar. Today, we are going to be defending the king against the accusations that he was the one at fault for the Revolutionary Wars. We are going to be mostly focusing on the Stamp Act today. We have two wonderful pieces of evidence here that we hope will compel you to vote for our side when it comes to deciding whether it is innocent or not. One would be how much debt the British Empire had and how it was limited that the colonists paid off, because it was mostly their fault for causing the debt in the first place. Second off, how unfairly unhappy they were considering how much less they paid, and how their claim of no taxation without representation is dumb, considering that only rich citizens of the British of Britain got to represent, got to vote for the Parliament anyway.
For our first piece of evidence, is an excerpt from an official document stating how much debt Britain actually has. So as you may know, the British government had borrowed from British and Dutch bankers and to pay for the soldiers, and that resulted in war debt. And it only increased from 75 million pounds to 133 million pounds. So it only makes sense that the colonists should pay for their own defense, especially when the French tried to take their colonies.
Okay, so first piece of evidence is what?
An excerpt from the official document.
Stating how much debt they had.
Okay, so first piece of evidence is an actual quote from the Stamp Act itself.
For our second piece of evidence, we will be showing that the citizens in Great Britain were paying 10 times as much as the average American in taxes. They were paying 5.4 times as much as taxpayers in Massachusetts, 6.3 times as much as New Yorkers, 15.5 times as much as Virginians, 18 times as much as taxpayers in Connecticut,
That's the one that I had, my kids.
35.8 times as
Under the
much
bar
as
graph?
Pennsylvanians.
So they found the same
Clearly,
thing.
the British were paying more taxes than the colonists, so they shouldn't be
We had a visual. So what would you say that second piece of evidence is then?
like an excerpt from
Another excerpt? Okay. Now this one though is on, statistics of how much each colony paid, which was so much less than the people of England paid.
Yeah, taxation statistics for the second piece of evidence. Taxation statistics.
As you can see, we had two compelling pieces of evidence which we hope will convince you to vote for the British side in this case. One would have been how much that the British Empire had, and another one would have been how unhappy the colonists were and how unfair that was considering how much less they paid. Again, we will hope that you vote for the British side of this and see our side as well as the colonist side, and hopefully you will convince the king that he is the case.
Okay.
I want to say you guys did a good job of not really looking at your note cards or anything else really, you know? You guys did a good job of that.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So we have one group that is saying that the Stamp Act was harmful financially and you weren't represented by Parliament. We have another group saying that everybody's represented, and even though your taxes did increase with the Stamp Act, it's still very, very small compared to what people in England are paying. So it's just a matter of you starting to get towards paying your fair share. All right, so now you have to decide which side had the more compelling argument, who made the better or the stronger case. I know who I'm voting for.
Oh, stop. You don't have to vote for the colonists.
I know who I'm voting for.
Okay, next up. Yes. Okay. The first piece of evidence was an excerpt from the actual Stamp Act. And it was stating, here's what we're taxing, right? The second piece of evidence it was a taxation statistics. And what it did was it showed like, hey, Massachusetts is being taxed X amount, which is really low compared to the people of England. People of New York were being taxed X amount, really low compared to the people of England. That was their point. Okay? Got it. Yes? Devin.
If Britain was already using their own people to pay for debt, then why did they have to come to us?
What do you mean? No, my best guess on that would be because the war added to the debt. They already had a debt, but then that war caused a huge addition to it. It pretty much doubled the size of the debt. So.
There goes. Yeah, you're getting what I have, by the way.
What's that?
You're getting what I have. Oh, no, you are.
We won that one. Yeah, we won that
Okay.
All right, next up, we will have, excuse us, the hammer came down. The hammer of justice came down. We will hold you in contempt and put you in lunch detention prison. All right? All right. So, next up, we're going to have the plaintiffs, the colonists, bring forth their evidence in regards to the Quartering Act.
Quartering Act prosecution. Come to the front of the court.
Very low. 3, 4, maybe it's going to go up now. All right, ready, girls? All right.
Hello, members of the jury. Today we will be discussing and debating the Quartering Act of March 1774. During this time, the British Parliament decided to make an unfair act called the Quartering Act. The Quartering Act is unfair in many ways. The colonists had to provide public places for the British to live, such as local inns, livery stables, ale houses, victuating houses, and the houses of sellers of wine. If there wasn't enough public places, then the British soldiers were allowed to move into the colonists' houses. The colonists had to provide the necessities to live, such as food, water, shelter, warmth, and bedding. With our two pieces of evidence, we are going to prove about invasion of privacy. We will use coins and a list of items and something from the English Bill of Rights. The soldiers were required to be with and watch the colonists even though there was peace, which is stated in the English Bill of Rights. That's not right. The king was breaking his own rule.
Our first piece of evidence is coins. The coins relate to the Quartering Act because the colonists had to pay for the British colonists, like local inns and alcohol.
Can you? All right, so yeah, put some of those coins on the table here real quick. That's it. That's a good visual right there. It's a good visual. All right.
It's mostly pence.
All right. Now, what do these mean? What do these mean to the colonists? Go ahead, Sarah.
These mean that that they use money to pay for the British stuff, like the homes and all the stuff that they were supposed to give the British, like food, water, and bedding.
Bedding. Yep. Good.
And if they're paying for the British, then what can't they do with it?
Use it for themselves.
Yeah. Or for their children or for family members, stuff like that. Okay, first piece of evidence, coins.
Our second piece of evidence is a list of items. Ben Franklin said that the colonists had to provide the British fire, drinks, food, and bedding. Also, the colonists had to pay for everything. The British, on the other hand, didn't have to pay for anything, and they could just enjoy free things that the colonists were giving them.
Okay, so evidence 2 would be Ben Franklin, his list of the items that colonists had to pay for against their will. Can you read them again? What are the items?
Fire, drinks, food, bedding, firewood.
You know, they had to provide fire for them. Yeah, absolutely. Warmth, cooking, right?
Yep.
Jake, in your case, you'd be like, provide them with Xbox. Or provide them...
What do you mean?
It's good entertainment. All right, focus. Ms. Basilio, would you please keep us on topic?
Let's stay on topic here. Let's continue on, please.
Thank you, members of the jury, for listening to our evidence. Here's a review. Our first piece of evidence is an object, which is coins. The colonists used the coins to pay for items that were for the British. Our second piece of evidence is the list of items that the colonists were given. On that list, we had to pay for fire, wood, shelter, and bedding. The colonists did not deserve to be treated the way they did during the Quartering Act. The British were selfish, and it was unfair to the colonists. The British Parliament said that the British soldiers had to live in the colonists' homes in public places and be served by the colonists also. The colonists are good, innocent people, and they shouldn't be forced to open their homes to soldiers.
All right, good job, girls. Yeah, clean it up.
Okay.
Nice job, bro.
I tell you what, I don't know about you folk. I would not enjoy a soldier coming to my house without my permission, without my say whatsoever. It's okay.
Why do they have to be there, though?
Why do they have to be there?
Okay, the defense.
Quartering Act, yep.
The Quartering Act, come forward. I know, it's loud. Yeah, it's solid wood. It's good.
All right, so the colonists have brought forth evidence that the Quartering Act was an invasion of privacy. They also brought forward information that say that it was also a strain on them monetary-wise, money. It was unwanted. Are you going to be able to prove that it was actually necessary to house soldiers? Then we'll see. Do it.
My name is Paige. Today we are here to defend the honor of beloved King George against his plans to cause war. Today we will be showing you two pictures. The first one is of the tea crates that we found, in the Boston Harbor. The second picture we'll be showing you is of the brackets that the soldiers used to stay in. It was the colonists' own fault that the Quartering Acts were sent out. The Quartering Acts were sent out because the colonists was destroying the king's property. Sure, we humbly ask that you allow this innocent man free. King George has done no wrong way. These violent colonists would have the British crown in numerous ways. So, our first piece of evidence that King George is innocent is a tea crate from the Boston Tea Party.
Just trying to get a sub. Do you need help with that?
What's
S. Dear Cole, SDER / awesome teacher, better than MissBasilio.com.
No.
Thank you.
Sorry. Wow.
She just said no.
Well, I'm not her teacher, so she was doing the right thing by defending her teacher. But even though she's wrong, she's still defending her teacher. All right, first piece of evidence is a tea crate. What in the world are you going to prove with a tea crate? Uh-oh. Air server.
Yeah, just put that.
Try it again.
Just spin it around 180 degrees. There you go. You're good. There it is.
Okay.
Dylan, you grab the lights, please. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
Refocus. There you go. Just like that.
Now, if you can imagine about 92,000 of these being dumped into the Boston Harbor, then you got a pretty good idea of what happened at the
Pounds.
Boston Tea Party. So, as you can see, the king found a much greater need to keep an eye on the colonists after this, while our friends over here talk about how we stole their money by making them house our troops. They cost the crown over $2 million with the Boston Tea Party. So the king was forced to put British troops into their houses to attempt to put a stop to all these many rebellious and treasonous acts that the colonists were committing in America.
All right, so hopefully you all have the first piece of evidence written down. The tea crate.
Tea crate, yes. Chest of tea. Yes. No. Ready? Ladies and gentlemen, let's listen, please.
Good afternoon.
Don't be rude. Shh.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon. Our second piece of evidence is a picture of the barracks that the soldiers stayed in. In 1765, the soldiers were staying in barracks. But then, from 1765 to 1774, the colonists started committing crimes and would force the king to make the soldiers watch over them more carefully. Then, in 1773, the soldiers moved into the colonist homes and to watch over them more carefully.
What are barracks? Can you explain what they are?
Barracks are barracks are places where the soldiers stayed.
So it's like a home for soldiers, an isolated by itself, separate home for soldiers, and that's where they lived up until when?
Up until 1773.
And what happened in 1773 would make them go and leave those?
The Boston Tea Party and the Boston Massacre to watch over the colonists
Okay.
carefully.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay,
Rascals.
continue on.
These colonists were way out of hand and had to watch constantly. We do not want to have to make our soldiers live with them, but the colonists left us no choice. The king was not guilty whatsoever and should not be punished for the colonists' actions. We only ask that the jury make the right decision and does the right thing by giving this man mercy and understand that the colonists are to blame and that the king is innocent. Thank you for taking the time to listen to us.
Can you show me the barracks? Can you show me? So that's where the soldiers lived, and that's where they lived before 1773. And then they were forced to move out because the colonists were acting out of control. All right.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So to sum up kind of what they said, initially when the first Quartering Act was passed, the soldiers were not stationed in someone's home. They were put in barracks. Those quarters for soldiers. They were away from the colonists. But with each round of colonist rebellion, if you will, the soldiers had to be placed closer and closer to the colonists.
Objection. Protest.
To watch over them. Is that what I'm hearing from you? Is that what I heard, Smorna? Yes. So really it was the colonists who brought that upon themselves. I just wanted to make sure that we are aware of that. Now it's up to you guys to make that decision. Who won that round? Who had the more compelling evidence?
But before you write anything down, make sure you note that the colonists were simply expressing their hatred for taxes, acts that they had no say in, and also the fact that their money was being taken from them. I don't know about any of you. This is the way I would vote. I would say, I would vote yes for King if I would love to have someone come and invade my privacy without my choice. I'd vote yes for King. Or I would vote yes for colonists won that if I were to say, yes, I do not want someone in my house. I do not want a stranger. That's how I would vote. That was beautiful.
Riley. I can't hear you. Excuse me. Yeah, you fill out which side won, you think? Okay.
Your instructor should have told you that, I believe. Okay, next up, we'll have the writs of assistance for today. Do it. Make me proud.
Just kidding, because I had the shortest part.
I think the judge and the lawyer are in cahoots here. It's not a fair trial.
I disagree.
What's that?
I disagree. Objection.
Okay, ready?
All right, here we go.
The prosecution for the against the writs of assistance has started. Go ahead, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am here on behalf of the colonists. They believe the writs of assistance is a violation of both their privacy and their property and their rights. They also believe the right to remain in the British influence. I'm going to prove their point and show you that the king should be punished. The colonists are good, hardworking citizens and already have enough trouble living so far away from the people who decide how to live, let alone having to worry about being searched and lawfully without reason. The two pieces of evidence today that we're going to show you are the 1689 Bill of Rights and the writs of assistance. I hope by the end that you realize that the king is in the wrong and that the colonists should be
The English Bill of Rights was set by the king, so there would be no excessive fines and no armies being made in peacetime.
Hold on. So first piece of evidence would be the English Bill of Rights.
Where did we write this? Oh my god. Or did we just not know?
Oh, Sarah, I already told you. Find it at the bottom. Just right at the bottom of the document.
Underneath the document, yeah.
What are you trying to do? Okay, there you go. And Ryan, when the English Bill of Rights come up, what does that mean again? What are we looking at?
What do you mean?
What's a Bill of Rights? Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
What is a Bill of Rights?
Oh my god.
A Bill of Rights, ladies and gentlemen, is a document that lists the rights of the people the government has to protect.
Well, gentlemen, relax. You're letting them win. Okay, Ryan, explain the English Bill of Rights.
The English Bill of Rights is a document stating that there should be no excessive fines and no cruel punishments and no armies being formed in peacetime.
So a British subject, who would be a colonist, right, is guaranteed protection from cruel and unusual punishment and no soldiers in their homes. Is that what you're saying? Where would the whole idea of cruel and unusual punishment? What's cruel and unusual about this?
Fines and taxes for no reason.
Okay, fines and taxes. All right. And your next piece of evidence?
The second piece of evidence is a search warrant, and the colonists would be okay if they had a search warrant, but felt like it
For no reason.
for no reason.
So I'm starting to see a theme here. I see soldiers coming into the home of the colonists without a say, and now I'm seeing soldiers coming in and also searching their belongings without any sort of reason or say in that process as well. Is that what we're getting at here? Do you think that's right, Ryan?
Yeah.
How would you feel if that was you?
I'd feel invaded.
Yeah, violated, invasion, right? I agree with that.
Guys, you have to listen.
Okay. So second piece of evidence was a search warrant to invade privacy. Okay, do you have anything else to show us?
No.
Okay. What's that picture right there? That next picture.
Oh, that's the house that they were searching.
Oh. That's a colonial home that's being, in your words, Ryan, invaded.
Yeah.
By whom?
The British.
Ah.
Searched without a say.
Huh. Okay. Go ahead. Continue.
They're getting searched without by random soldiers in our house. Oh. Oh, the review of the evidence. We're getting searched without.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've got to stop. They're trying to finish.
Oh, you should choose the colonists. Once the British decide that we should win because we are getting searched without a
Okay.
Okay.
Is that the air server on it? Is that what the
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh? No comment, Sarah.
Defense team, you're
No
up.
comment.
Hold on a second here.
Oh my.
Ready, Riley? Okay. Let's listen up, please. The defense of the writs of assistance. Yes, please.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. My name is Riley Slade, and today we will be talking about the writs of assistance and how King George is included. The colonists smuggled goods and committed tax fraud was why we had to create the writs of assistance.
We gathered some evidence to support the claims that the colonists are at fault of starting the Revolutionary War. The first piece of evidence is that the colonists have been committing tax fraud and not paying their taxes. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons that we need to create the writs of assistance. And Parliament stated that writs of assistance weren't
She's just
made
waiting.
to trigger the colonists, but just simply meant to keep them in their place.
Oh, she touched the board. Sorry.
There you go, Riley. That's it.
Okay, so what are these pieces of evidence? What are these pieces of
What
evidence?
is this piece of evidence?
What's number one?
And number one was the like Parliament's quotes saying that the writs of assistance weren't really made to like really trigger the colonists, but more or less just made to keep them at place.
So what was that first document, though? What was it? What was the writ of assistance? Is that what it was? Go back to it. Can you go back to it?
No, that
That's for something.
Oh, that's for something else? Okay. What's your first piece of evidence, then? This? I'm so confused right now.
Hold on. All right, stop for a second. The first thing you pulled up was that document. Then you went back to the barrel, right? So what order are you going in? What is the first piece of evidence you want to discuss?
No, the first piece of evidence was the quote, but that other picture, that wasn't it.
Okay, so is there something you have that shows that quote?
Not specifically, no.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about it and then we'll go ahead.
The second piece of evidence is that the colonists were smuggling British goods like tea. That means that the British were losing money. This is a picture of one of the many barrels that the colonists had smuggled. And this is the other main reason that we needed to create the rest of the system.
So the second piece of evidence is a smuggled barrel of tea. Is that what you said? Okay. So can you tell me real quick, what is wrong with smuggling? So what? What's wrong with it?
Well, it's pretty much the same thing as stealing. The colonists were
Oh.
stealing. Well, smuggling is like when there's like taking things from the British that they didn't pay for. So if they were to continue doing that, the British would have lost a lot of money.
Okay, so they lost a lot of money. Okay, so that's where you're getting at. So that those items could have been taxed,
Yeah.
but they're not being taxed because they're illegally being brought into the colonies or wherever. Okay. Anything else? Do you have a closing statement?
Yes.
Okay.
The colonists are liars that committed tax fraud
Ooh.
and smuggled goods. By illegally smuggling goods into the colonies, they were stealing from England. So in conclusion, King George did not cause the American Revolution.
Okay, good job. Stealing from England. That's interesting. Let's do one more.
Huh?
Let's do one more.
What's that for? What's this?
Yeah. Townsend. We did Townsend. I don't think we did Townsend.
I don't know who won that one.
It's a tough one, right? All right, pick who won that one. Let's get the Townsend, the colonists up.
Prosecution.
Prosecution, you're going to bring forth your evidence in regards to the Townsend Act. All right, good luck. Have a good weekend. All right, so this is Townsend. And this is where we'll end for today. Girls, you can put it over here on the desk if you want. That's fine. Okay. We all right. It's still 3 after. No, I don't think it'll be 7 minutes.
Yes.
How do you really say it? Seriously.
I've heard Townsend. I say Townsend.
I say Townsend.
I've heard that too.
Townsend, like almost like Townsend.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. It's like rattling the phone.
We just made that up as we went. That was really good.
All right. We will finish today with the Townsend Act, according to the plaintiffs, the colonists. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Miranda Lincoln and Mario Gansler. We are representing the plaintiff and colonists. We are here to decide if the defendant became liable for taxing the colonists without being sued. In years 1767 to 1768, the parliament under King's law were putting taxes on everyday items such as tea, paper, glass, and wood that the colonists needed without taxing. Let's think of it this way. Imagine you're buying tea to drink, and you see the price is higher than usual. Now you may think that this is just like an increase because of the financial reasons, but in reality, the tea price hasn't changed. We just do it more towards that item. And another example is, say independent government reporter, one who is constantly threatening your life and control. Looking at what you're thinking about, that's how the colonists feel. Opinion is an evil force controlling them. For evidence, we will use glass, tea, lead, and paper to represent how they were taxing things in the colony stated in everyday life. We will also be using money to represent the money they indirectly tax themselves. We are asking the jury to stop repeating indirectly taxing the colonists and let them have fair prices.
For evidence, we brought everyday items such as, we brought everyday items to represent the things like we
Oh, I froze it because it was like blinking. Go ahead.
For the everyday items, tea, lead, this there, lead, paper, and then this is also glass.
we also brought money to represent the tax that they took from the colonists and used only for themselves, not benefiting the people.
Okay, so let's make sure we get that down. The first piece of evidence were the actual items that were taxed: paper, lead, glass, paint, tea. So they laid it out on the table. That's a lot of items, isn't it, ladies? All right, a lot of items that you said in the beginning, Neve, I believe, without any consent on this. You have no say in this whatsoever. That's what you said. All right. Okay, and what is your second piece of evidence again? Could you just bring it up?
We have the money that they indirectly taxed.
Can we see it? Oh, money. So money. And what does that money represent?
Like how they were taking away the money without them telling and how much they had,
Who are they?
the king and the British.
Okay, so they were taking money out of the pockets of the colonists. All right.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, for listening so intently to the evidence presented here today. We showed you how the British government is indirectly taxing the colonies with tea, paper, lead, and glass, along with the money to show how much they were taking away from the colonies without them knowing.
You saw evidence to prove that.
Good afternoon, Downtown Middle School. One quick announcement.
No, I let
Roy Lynn,
That's part of everyday life.
Downtown West,
That's what we have to deal
to
with.
talk about his ice hockey program. So if you are a 7th or 8th grade girl or boy interested in playing ice hockey,
Put down.
come to the library during Reach. Once again, if you are a 7th or 8th grade girl or boy interested in playing ice hockey, come see Coach Boylan in the library
kids in the
during
back,
Reach.
man.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're bad. Okay, girls, will you please finish your closing statement? I'm sorry, you were interrupted.
You saw evidence to prove that the king was indirectly taxing the colonists, taking their money without them knowing. We looked at the evidence and we looked at the
We think the jury should decide whether he is guilty of taking the colonists' money without them knowing, and he should be punished for this act. We humbly thank you for listening to all we have to say and hope you choose our side.
I'm sorry, can I clarify real quick? You said that you were indirectly taxed as colonists. What does that mean, indirectly taxed?
It's when you get taxed, like they're putting tax on stuff, but they don't tell you at all.
Okay, so when you go and buy the item, you don't know that it's actually taxed at that point. It's already been taxed. So the king and parliament, they've already collected that tax money from the middle person, and that middle person is going to jack the price up, right? Okay. Interesting. That's sneaky. Liars.
Okay.
All right. My class, you stay. Good job, girls. Thank you. And that concludes today's trial. What? Yeah, hold on. I would turn this off. Woo. Goodbye. Grazie.